Welcome to the Dude's Crypto. Today we're going to talk about 5 downfalls of Web3. As I mentioned in one of my previous podcasts, blogs, YouTube videos, Web3 is simply just a buzzword, right? You go from Web 2, centralized, such as Google, Facebook, into Web 3, decentralized, such as, OpenSea is sort of centralized, but they utilize the blockchain. They utilize cryptocurrency and NFTs. That's Web3. Without further ado, let's jump into it, right? So, number 1 is toxicity. Most Web3 degens, as they're called, they hang out on Twitter. Twitter would be like the hangout spot for Web3 people. If you're not using Twitter, maybe you're using TikTok, and most likely you're not using Instagram, and maybe you're in like a Facebook group or something, but you're not taking it seriously. So Twitter is where most degens hang out, and they can be very aggressive if you're not part of their crew, right? And like they call themselves experts, even though they've only been in crypto for 3-4 years. Maybe they've been in NFTs for like a year, and these new people come in and they're very aggressive towards them. They don't know what MetaMask is. They don't know the difference from Solana or Binance. They don't know the difference from Ethereum to Bitcoin. And so they have a lot of questions and they make a lot of errors. And these toxic, rich, typically, PFP, Bored Ape Yacht Club guys, or whoever they may be, whatever group they're part of, they can be very aggressive to the newbies. So to advance in the Web3 space, we got to get rid of that toxicity. Hiding, like, all these guys, they hide behind the mask of the internet and their profile picture, right? They're not like me. They're not putting their face out there talking to you guys like this. They're usually undoxed, as they say, doxed, meaning documented, profiled like this. And they showcase usually a picture of a Bored Ape Yacht Club or CryptoPunk or Moonbirds now is another big one. And they can, very high egos, right? That was the first downfall of the Web3 space, is the amount of toxicity from these high egotistical, typically young alternative people. The next downfall is the lack of adoption. A lot of this can go because of the lack of regulations. Most people are scared to make the investment into crypto and NFTs because it's still very much unregulated, and the amount of fluctuation of crypto can drop 100% in one day. We've seen it happen many times, and the amount of scams and just losing of investments, loss of investments, is a big pitfall for a lot of people wanting to invest. So the lack of adoption. What else comes with that is the lack of technology. There's billions of dollars being built right now for the Web3 space specifically to utilize cryptocurrency and NFTs and tools that everyday people will use. On the iPhone, there's very few apps that allow cryptocurrency and NFT exchanging, and if they do, it's typically very difficult. But like I said, there's many new apps, many new projects on the way being built as we speak to advance the Web3 space. But that's still a big thing. Like, imagine Call of Duty, for example, the game. Each gun has an NFT, and each gun has different camos, and each camo is a different NFT. Each one is very individual to you, and you can sell and trade that. And it'll come to the point where you can play Call of Duty and earn, money sign COD points or whatever, their own cryptocurrency, and the more you earn, the cooler camos you can buy. And let's say you're really good at Call of Duty, you get more points for being really good at it. So, and it's called play to earn, right? That's where we're heading in the near future, in the next couple of years in the Web3 space. The next pitfall is the regulations. As I lightly mentioned before, there's very few regulations, and with that, a lot of people are scared to enter the space. But like, some things you get with regulations are, provide more safety, buyer's confidence, and generally just more trust in general. The bad things with regulations are you're typically going to have to pay more. They're going to be tracking your purchases, so you can't get away with as much per se. And other just bureaucratic loopholes you're going to have to go through. So you weigh the balances on your own, but nonetheless, the lack of regulations is a big pitfall for a lot of people. So sorry about that, camera dropped. Next thing is the pay to play aspect of the Web3 space. And a better way to put that is pay for power aspect in the Web3 space. That means if you are a millionaire and you decide I've seen this happen, no joke, today. I saw a guy purchase a Bored Ape Yacht Club, $200,000. He spent $200,000 to become a member of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. With that exclusive membership of $200,000, this guy has over 400 followers overnight. He on all of his posts on Twitter now, he's getting 15, 30 likes within 1 hour, maybe 5 retweets and like 10 comments. Very good engagement just for one day. One day, more engagement than I get for 3 months. Just in one day, just because of he had the money in the beginning. It's not like TikTok, right? TikTok's super valuable because any average Joe can put out a piece of content and it can blow up and now you're famous, or now you have the attention, right? You're powerful. But in the NFT crypto space, it's all about what circles you're part of. If you own a Bored Ape Yacht Club, you're top level. If you don't have a very high profile picture NFT, then no one really cares about you, and it's pretty sad. So that's what the pay to play feature is. It's very much a pay for power game still. So if you can come into the crypto space with a lot of money, there's a higher chance you're going to be more attention, more valuable, more sought after. But in the end, all of us are in the crypto and NFT space for power, status, attention, affection, liking, and all the things that are based on ego. Most of us, 99% of us, are not here for happy-go-lucky reasons. And the very last thing, downfall, is fakeness. Meaning, as I mentioned before, people hide behind the internet. They hide behind their profile pictures, so it's very fake. As I say, it's very egocentric. It's a cash grab in most senses. Like 85% of NFT projects are still rug pulls, meaning that once the project sells out or whatever they do, they have their launch, they make either $5 or no dollars or $5 million, whatever it is. Once they make that amount of money, they pull back and they kind of leave the crowd hanging in the dust. And if they're not changing, if they're not constantly improving, the community leaves. The attention span in the Web3 space is very minimal. It's very fast-paced. You constantly have to be messaging and keeping the community up to date as to what you guys are doing. So it's very fake. You get the fakeness of it. It's like, this isn't real world, Like in the real world, people do yoga. They say, hey, how's it going? They're actually kind to you. But here, they have a sense of entitlement, especially, like I say, if they have those Bored Ape Yacht Clubs and they get all this attention just because of the amount of money they spent on a JPEG. But yeah, those are 5 downfalls that you may encounter in the Web3 space. So if you guys like that, please comment, subscribe. It always means the world. Thank you guys for listening in. This was The Dude's Crypto, and I'll be back shortly with another podcast, YouTube, blog, video episode. Peace.